Yeah, we back. Now today's gonna be a quick video. We're gonna be talking about rapper Meek Mill showing love to them boys down in this hill. Now, rapper Meek Mill yesterday hopped on social media. He said this: Burkina Faso needs social media. I've been following him for a while now. I like his energy and his heart. Now, as you can see, rapper Meek Mill showing love to Ibrahim Traore. Now, it's not the first time that Meek Mill has shown love to the continent. I've covered this in the past. He has a long history stretching back years of showing love to the continent. In fact, sometime like a year and a half ago, I dropped a series of videos where he had went, he met the president of Ghana, and he brought his whole team from his neighborhood out to the continent to have a good time, had a sold out show, was on the dirt bikes out of Africa, was living amongst the people, right?
Eyes on me, Meek Mill. Eyes on me. You gotta move it. You gotta move
Now, like I said, with Meek Mill, I don't think that he's just trying to ride a wave or try to ride the trends. I believe that he's shown and proved that Africa has definitely piqued his interest long time ago, right? Like I remember, take a look up on the screen. A while ago, he said this: I need to find out what parts they love me the most in Africa. Back like last year, he said this: I want to go back to Africa again. Early last year, he said this: next time I go to Africa, I'm taking my hood. They got to see Ghana. Around at the same time, he said this: Africa is the biggest continent in the world. We got to get together. Back in 2022, he said this: in Africa, I don't want to get in politics. I want to do a few shows and not conflict. It's enough money for everyone. I need to get to Africa. A few years ago, I think 2020, he said this: I'm up thinking about some new dreams. I made my mind up. I'm getting a mansion in Africa when I run it up. A few weeks ago, like last week, he said this: where can I buy gold directly in Africa? Somebody responded to him and said, my brother, you have a network of multiple friends who happen to be billionaires, infinite sources of resources and information. Please utilize them and do so wisely. A few months ago, he said this: I need business partners in New York, Miami, LA, London, Dubai, China, and Africa. This will be the basis of cultural currency. I set myself a $1 billion handle position. I have 1,000 songs. Rapping is easy. I'm not going to sleep until I crush this part of business. Earlier in the year, he said this: I'm going to go to Africa and record my next album. I'm going to stay for 2 weeks and bring my producers, my art, and mash up. Earlier in the year, he said this: I don't make fun of Africans. Stop setting that black hatred narrative. I was just in Ghana in Africa with the slums, day and night outside my hotel, and I hung with them every day. I felt the love of black people I never felt in America. Now, when Meek Mill made this social media post about Ibrahim Traore and Burkina Faso, I saw a lot of mixed reactions. I saw a lot of people making fun of his grammar, because if you take a look up on the screen, you see that he said, Burkina Faso needs social media. I've been following him for a while now, and I like his energy and his heart. So a lot of folks were talking about the grammatical errors in the sentence, basically saying that he referred to Ibrahim Traore as Burkina Faso. But I mean, come on, man. Like if you read between the lines, you could understand what he was talking about, right? Anyway, I seen this headline. It said this: Meek Mill praises Burkina Faso and the internet cannot stop laughing. Meek Mill is getting roasted online after sharing his admiration for Burkina Faso. The rapper has notoriously faced years of online roasting, followed by viral memes, social media missteps, public feuds, and moments that the internet has turned into running jokes. He added to the catalog of awkward posts with a tweet on Sunday, seemingly mistaking the West African country of Burkina Faso with the military leader, Ibrahim Traore. And then you got this guy, he said this: "Bro, it's an entire country, not a SoundCloud rapper waiting for your cosign. Do some research before spewing nonsense." This person said, "Macron is not France, Putin is not Russia, so why reduce an entire nation to a single individual? I think you will need courses in sociology, linguistics, and even geography." Now, I saw a lot of, that was pretty much the majority of responses that I seen. Everybody pretty much critiquing his mastery of the English language. Now, I don't understand why that was the topic of conversation. I gotta admit, some of my people, y'all just be having stupid conversations, bro. Why do you care if the man doesn't have a mastery of the English language, bro? The English language is not even our native language, bro. That's not the language of our ancestors. I noticed that a lot with black people, right? If you don't got a mastery of the English language or the French language, they try to criticize you. You don't speak the elegant King's English, or you don't speak the good, Francais, but you guys got to stop, man. We got to stop measuring intelligence based on our mastery of colonial languages. And I say this as somebody who has a mastery of multiple colonial languages. That does not matter. You read the social media post. You saw, obviously you could read between the lines what he was saying. So for this to have thousands of responses, and the only thing y'all talking about is his mastery of the English language, that goes to show a lot of black people are not serious. A lot of y'all are not serious, bro. A lot of y'all are not serious, man. Gonna make fun of a black man because he don't got a mastery of the white man's language. Please stop. Stop. Now, amongst the chaos of everybody cracking jokes about Meek Mill's mastery of the English language, I seen some white boys in the comment section trying to throw dirt and sow division amongst the brothers, right? You had this guy went into the comment section and said this: "He is also a mass murderer," right? So you got this guy, you see, Meek Mill, showing love to another black man, showing love to Ibrahim Traore. And then this guy came into the comment section and said, "He's a mass murderer," right? You had this guy said this: "He has massacred so many civilians that even Al-Qaeda said, 'Whoa, dude, too far,'" right? So this guy is basically trying to say that Ibrahim Traore is worse than Al-Qaeda, right? So I don't know, man. I don't know if this is like some government agent. I don't know what it is, right? Some government agent came into the comment section and is trying to paint the narrative that Al-Qaeda is the lesser of two evils, right? He didn't say anything about the terrorists that are massacring whole entire, villages. He didn't say nothing about that, right? He said Ibrahim Traore is the one massacring civilians. So obviously, as you can see, this is an agent working on behalf of Western interests, obviously, as you can see, right? Now, this person said, "You understand that Ibrahim Traore's soldiers have massacred so many civilians in villages that even the local Al-Qaeda affiliate has repeatedly come out and made statements saying, 'Yo, dog, that was fucked up. Shit wasn't us.'" So obviously, this is some white guy trying to sow division amongst black men, right? Obviously, this is some white guy trying to cause dissension amongst black men. He sees black men, from different continents, different geographical locations, showing love and embracing each other, and he can't have that. So he's coming in and he's sowing dissent amongst the brothers, right? He's causing discord amongst the brothers, trying to say that Ibrahim Traore is massacring civilians and trying to, once again, like the last person, trying to make it seem like Al-Qaeda, being sympathetic towards Al-Qaeda, using Al-Qaeda as a source of information, right? As if Al-Qaeda has credibility. Like I said, man, Western propaganda, somebody obviously working on behalf of Western interests and doesn't want to see black men come together for mutual benefit. It is what it is, man. Like I said, these men are our enemies. But anyways, let's continue. Now, these guys are working on behalf of Western interests because when Meek Mill went to go visit the president of Ghana, I didn't see any such comments against the president of Ghana in terms of his rulership or his administration. And I've heard a lot of negative things in terms of his performance on the economy from a lot of Ghanaians who are not satisfied with his regime. But I never saw any of these type of comments in the comment section, obviously, because as you know, President Akufo-Addo of Ghana, he is definitely in the pocket of the West, right? He is definitely an ally of the West. So you're never going to hear those type of comments in the comment section when he went to Ghana, right? But when he goes to, show love to Ibrahim Traore, all of a sudden you see a bunch of comments calling Ibrahim Traore a mass murderer. He's massacring whole entire villages. He's massacring civilians. All this fake propaganda. all this fraudulent propaganda, right? If this man was truly massacring civilians as they claimed, then obviously he would not have the support of the people. Obviously. And when they talk about massacring civilians, what they're talking about basically, like I said, you know how they've changed the narrative on the terrorists? They started calling the terrorists rebels, right? They started calling the terrorists, local fighters instead of calling them terrorists. Now they also call the terrorists civilians. So when you launch a drone strike against a terrorist stronghold or a terrorist base, they're going to say that you are attacking civilians. So like I said, man, the propaganda is in full effect. But anyways, let's continue. Let's take a look at some more reactions. This brother said, get a young Pan-African college student from Philly to educate you. It's enough black Muslims out there for them to know what's going on. This person said, the West has started the propaganda again to tarnish Traore's image, but we've moved past that now. This is how Obama killed Gaddafi and turned us against him. Bye-bye, France. Go and loot somewhere else. Now, recently, I've definitely seen an uptick in propaganda against the three regimes in the Sahel. I don't know if it's because of the recent military victories that they've accomplished, or maybe the recent nationalization of the mines, or, the arrest of the CEOs, but I've definitely seen an uptick, especially from publications like the New York Times, especially. I don't want to give them any free promo, but the New York Times has definitely ramped up the propaganda against the brothers in a heavy way. And as we know, the New York Times is basically a publication that represents the Department of State, the State Department, and it's been that way for well over 100 years. When you are reading an article from the New York Times, for example, you have to understand you're not really consuming the news in an unbiased way. You are consuming propaganda, right? For well over a century, the New York Times has served as the mouthpiece for Western interests, corporate interests, justifying atrocities and framing narratives that are beneficial to the Western geopolitical structure. Even going back to 1915, when the U.S. Marines invaded and occupied Haiti for almost 20 years, right? When the U.S. Marines stormed into Haiti under the guise of stabilizing the nation, right? The New York Times provided cover and justification for everything they did, whether it was mass executions, whether it was shoving people into labor camps, assaulting innocent women, impregnating innocent women, enforcing American corporate interests by force. During this time, the New York Times basically served as a propaganda machine. And that's what it's always been, a propaganda machine. And lately, over the past month, I've been reading articles in regards to Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, specifically from the New York Times. And instead of them giving credit where it's due for their military victories and their achievements and accomplishments in the past couple of months, the articles I've read do nothing but discredit their administrations, discredit their regimes, right? And basically say that we need to bring the West, the Western powers got to come back to the region. So, like I said, man, the propaganda has definitely went up a notch. They're definitely taking the propaganda up a notch. And, it is what it is, man. Propaganda warfare. So they come in with their propaganda. We got to come with our propaganda in return. And a big reason why they disseminate the propaganda and discredit their administrations is because they don't want black men in the West, black men in the United States, black men where we live to show love and express solidarity with them boys down in the Sahel, with them boys in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, right? Because it's way harder for them to enact any policy or pursue any agenda they have in place if we are standing united as a unit. That's why they want us distracted. They don't even want us thinking about Africa. They don't want us looking at Africa. That way they can easily slip through the back door and pursue any agenda they have in mind without us pushing back against them, without us ringing the alarm and saying, hold up, bro, hold up. I see that bullshit you doing. Stop what you're doing right now, right? That's why they spread this propaganda, so we don't look towards Africa, so we don't express solidarity with Africa, right? They want us divided and conquered, right? And when it comes to Meek Mill, I'm very surprised that he made a statement on Ibrahim Traore, because I'm sure he definitely got a call from a manager. He definitely got a call from an agent. He definitely got a call from some Jewish man that told him, hold up, bro. Hold up. Whoa. Ibrahim Traore, Burkina Faso. What do you mean? What you know about that? What you talking about on Twitter? And just for the algorithm, no, I'm not anti-Semitic. It's not that type of channel. I just made a joke. Don't destroy my channel, please. But mainstream celebrities and mainstream personalities, they're not really supposed to make statements like this. You're not really supposed to stand in solidarity with somebody who's deemed as hostile towards Western interests, somebody who's deemed as hostile towards the Western powers, right? So I want to salute Meek Mill for that. I'm not gonna get caught up and waste my time on his mastery of the English language. I think that's stupid. I think if you're wasting your time talking about if Meek Mill has a mastery of the English language, I think that's a waste of time. I think that's a complete waste of time. And that's something as black people we got to stop doing. Making fun of each other because, oh, you don't speak the best type of English, or making fun of each other, oh, because you don't got a mastery of French. We got to stop doing that. It looks like we are colonized as a people. Now, anyway, let's continue. This person said, still, his heart is in the right place. Ibrahim Traore is seemingly doing great things for his country. It's nice that a celebrity would acknowledge him. You see, this is my sentiment. That's my sentiment. I don't care if he made a grammatical error. English is not even the black man's language. Who gives a goddamn? Let's continue. This person said, it could also mean that Meek is expressing admiration for Ibrahim Traore, the military leader of Burkina Faso. He likes his energy and his heart and is paying attention to him, possibly because he thinks Traore and the country deserve more attention or spotlight. You see, this is the sentiment that I wanted to see more of. I saw way too many people talking about his grammatical error, right? His mastery of the English language. That was the stupidest thing. It was way too many people talking about that, bro. Who cares if the man made a grammatical error, bro? The only reason you speak English is because the British knocked you over the head. Now let's continue. This person said, his name is Ibrahim Traore. Africa makes these great leaders, but we let the crackers assassinate them. Great tweet, Meek. Thank you. That's what I wanted to see more of, right? Thank you for acknowledging the brother. Thank you for shedding the spotlight and offering your platform to people who might not be familiar with the brother. Now let's continue. This person said, Captain, meet Meek Mill. Meek Mill, meet the captain. Let's build. Exactly. It was way too many black folks in the comment section talking about Meek Mill's mastery of the English language. That was crazy. You see, at least the white boys had their agenda, right? The white boys came with their agenda. They was talking about, oh man, he's a mass murderer, he's a dictator. You see, at least they had their agenda. You know, I could respect that. They had their agenda. The black folks ain't even have no agenda. Y'all was sitting around talking about the man's mastery of English. That was the stupidest thing I ever seen. Let's continue. Matter of fact, we could just end the video right here, man. Shout out to Meek. Meek, shout out to you, bro, for always, you know, using your platform to showcase the continent, show love to the continent. You know, don't pay attention to the stupid comments on social media. Don't let that discourage you. Don't fall victim to the propaganda. I definitely seen a lot of white boys in your comment section trying to slander the good brother's name. Don't believe the hype, bro. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the lies, right? Don't believe the lies, and don't worry about the Negroes in your comment section, you know, clowning you because you made a grammatical error. It is what it is, bro. We're not even supposed to be speaking English in the first place, so don't even worry about that, bro. We're not even supposed to be speaking English. We're not even supposed to be speaking French. So anybody trying to, you know, make fun of anybody because they made a grammatical error, whether it's English or French, you are a colonial subject. But anyways, you know, it is what it is. Shout out to the brother. Shout out to Ibrahim Traore. Shout out to Meek Mill. It's your boy Never that's Celine. Support the channel, man. Support the album in the description. And I'm gone. Peace.
No. Feel like I'm 75. Know that your team be full of them traders, you know that can never be mine. I'm grabbing a thought when I drive. I'm back in my zone and we on. She said that she ready to come be my wife, yeah, hoping I don't do her wrong. I gave her my word and it's bond. I'm whipping the best like a lamb. I'm eating no chicken and lamb. Accustomed to call me the man. I never be up on the gram. I'm keeping that way undercover. She want me to tell her I love her. I told her I'm breaking the rules. I told her we making the news. Back in my city, they loving me. Standing alone, I'm 100 deep. Enemy plotting is still in reach. They try to make sure that we underneath. Trying to make sure that we never make it. Coming for power, come get acquainted. Coming for everything that I wanted. Feeling like Drake, but I really wrote it. Feeling like Kendrick, I'm checking names. Gotta roll up while I go insane. Got so much stress, I been gained weight. Stuffing these racks in this Louis case. One thing for certain, I'm about to check. Keep it 100 and nothing less. Stick with the family since day one. Had to stay down till my day come. Had to stay down, but I'm never patient. Hop on the mic and I'm motivated. Hop on the mic and I drop a classic. Haters can't see me, they copping glasses. Back in the studio making magic. Got a new tape and it's in production. Back on my business, I got a budget. Staying low key when I'm out in public. Feel like I'm 75. Know that your team be full of them traders, you know that can never be mine. I'm grabbing a thought when I drive. I'm back in my zone and we on. She said that she ready to come be my wife, yeah, hoping I don't do her wrong. I gave her my word and it's bond. I'm whipping the best like a lamb. I'm eating no chicken and lamb. Accustomed to call me the man. I never be up on the gram. I'm keeping that way undercover. She want me to tell her I love her. I told her I'm breaking the rules. I told her we making the news.